On this week's episode, we check out some new books that I got from my collection, plus not one, not two, not three, but 4 big keys this week. Let's go check them out. Hey, what's up, nerds? Welcome to this week's episode of Nerdistic Tendencies. I am your host, Ray Hale. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that ringy dingy so you get my notifications. Don't forget to check out some of our other videos. If you like it, we got a KISS album focus that I'm doing with my buddy Brian. And we also have another show called The Professor and the Nerd to check out. It's an examination of literary themes on comic books. So check them out, some cool stuff. The Professor and the Nerd is more of a long-form video, more of an intimate conversation about literature and comic books and all sorts of good stuff. So make sure you check that out. Hi, Charm. So let's see what we got from our local comic book store this week. At Bell Book and Comic, I picked up these books. Let's go check them out. All right, let's see what we got this week. Started off with some Gwenpool, but this is actually the Champions number 5. I'm a big fan of the Gwenpool character. I think she's funny, kind of goofy and weird, but I kind of like some of that stuff. Different kind of reading. Next we have the Unbelievable Gwenpool number 3. Number 5 featuring Howard the Duck. Number 6. Number 10, number 11, some zombies with Gwenpool. Number 12, featuring Arcade. Number 13, number 14, number 15, number 16, and number 18. Like I said, I'm a big fan. I don't have this first run, but I'm a big fan of the miniseries Gwenpool Strikes Back. So I'd like to collect all these and read some of this because I know that they're just as goofy as some of the stuff that I've read already. So next we have a nice She-Hulk run. This is a later volume with a gray She-Hulk. It's issue number 1. Issue number 2, issue number 3, issue number 4, 5, you think we're on a little bit of a run, 6, 7, 8, this one's funny, number 9, love this cover, number 10, and number 11. Is love in the air for Hulk? I don't know. Guess we'll have to read it and find out. Okay, this next batch will round out the Marvel side of things this week. First one up, Marvel Team Up number 44. Next is Marvel Team Up 45, this time Spider-Man and Iron Man. Number 71, this time with the Falcon. Marvel Team Up number 88, with Spider-Man and the Invisible Girl. Next one is a key. It is the first appearance of the 4th Mr. Fear, Alan Fagan. This is Marvel Team Up number 92. This next one is a key also. It is the first appearance of Danson Macabre. This is Spider-Man and Werewolf by Night in Marvel Team Up number 93. Marvel Team Up number 144, this time with Moon Knight. Marvel Team Up number 146, this time with Nomad. This next one's got a cool cover. Marvel Team Up 148 featuring Spider-Man and Thor. As you can see, Spider-Man is flying through the air holding on to Mjolnir. This next one is cool. It is a Marvel Age John Byrne artwork. As you know, I'm a big fan. And it kind of introduces Alpha Flight, so that's cool. This next one is really cool. It's a reprint, but it is a reprint of Truth, red, white, and black. This is the story of Isaiah Bradley in the role of Captain America. You may have seen some of that in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Marvel Tales, number 94. And finally, this is a reprint of Amazing Spider-Man 303. It is a key because it's a Todd McFarlane cover. This is Marvel Tales, number 230, this one featuring the Dazzler. Next, we're going to get into some DC books. We'll kick it off with some Justice League. This is Justice League, number 206. This is from the first volume. And here's Justice League of America 257. This is from another volume as well. This is Justice League International number 21. I love this era of Justice League. Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, Fire, Ice, going into the Death of Superman. Very underrated team. Justice League of America number 54. This next one is really cool. It is a key. It's a key because it kicks off the Funeral for a Friend storyline. This is right after the Death of Superman. The Death of Superman and the Funeral for a Friend storyline that ran afterwards is fantastic. Next, we have Justice League America. This is a trade. It's called Seven Caskets. Next, we have Secret Origins, number 1. This is the Golden Age of Superman. Secret Origins, number 2, featuring Blue Beetle. Now, you know how I know Superman is a... You know how I know Superboy is a pimp? Look at him keeping his pimp hands strong, smacking down Saturn Girl. Fucking broads. Yeah, so this is one of those covers you pick up and it doesn't necessarily age well, but it's funny when you come across some of these weird little things like that. But yeah, Superboy is pimp. That's Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes, issue number 232. Next, we have a little bit of a run on Action Comics. This is Action Comics number 499. Followed by Action Comics 500. It is a key, but it's a key because it is the 500th issue of Action Comics. Next, we have Action Comics number 505. Action Comics number 569, featuring a Superman movie casting call. As you can see, all these different guys dressed up as Superman. Next, we have Action Comics 594, this one with artwork by John Byrne. Action Comics number 626. This is Action Comics Annual number 1. Now we'll get into some different books here. We have DC Comics Presents number 29, featuring Superman and the Spectre. This is a cool cover. World's Finest number 283, featuring Batman and Superman. Next we have World's Finest number 311. Now this one is pretty funny. This was a mail away. This is Superman and the Nestle Quick Bunny. I'm assuming you gather up proof of purchases, send in to Nestle Quick, and you get the Superman comic book. This is the stuff that we used to do when we were kids. This next one is a key. It is the original volume of Superman. This is issue number 300. It is a key because it's a retelling of Superman's origin. This later becomes The Adventures of Superman, but this was the first Superman run in comic books after Action Comics. Superman number 327. Superman number 339. And this one is The Adventures of Superman 433. Like I said, this is the same volume, just the name on the book ends up changing. Superman Annual number 1. This one featuring Batman. And we got Superman Volume 2, issue number 5. Again, John Byrne artwork. This next one is a key. It is the first appearance of Amanda Waller. The first appearance of Captain Marvel, Shazam, after all those Fawcett characters were bought by DC and added into DC continuity post Crisis of Infinite Earths. This is Legends, issue number 1. Now the cool thing about this one, because I'm a John Byrne nut, is as you can see, it's been autographed by John Byrne. How awesome is that? That's crazy. But really cool all the same. So let me know what you think in the comments. Not as many new books this week, but that's also because we had a really big key week. So we have 4 books that we're going to be spotlighting this week. First one, all of these books are X-Men books, which you know, as documented on this channel, I'm a huge, huge fan of that first X-Men run. Claremont, Byrne, Cockrum, all good stuff. So here's the first one. Uncanny X-Men number 42. This book is actually the death of the Changeling, who was disguised as Professor Xavier, so the book is billed as the death of Xavier. It's also got a backup story continuing the origin of Cyclops. So this is a really cool book. In a high grade, it's worth about $150. This one, not so much. This is a low grade, but you don't get books from 1967 very often, so this was a really cool get this week. The second book is Uncanny X-Men number 95. This is the death of Thunderbird. Okay, it is also, some of the keys are weird here, but it is also the earliest use in an X-Men comic book with the word BAMF. BAMF is the word to use to describe the sound when Nightcrawler actually teleports. So it becomes a pretty popular part of his character later on. So that's interesting. This is actually a really big key. This, like I said, it's the death of Thunderbird. This is also the second issue in the Chris Claremont run after the reprint series. So this book, currently in a high grade, is worth north of $300. This copy is actually high mid-grade or low high grade. It's right there in a gray area, but it is a really good book. The third book, again, another X-Men book, is Uncanny X-Men number 97. Okay, this is the first cameo of Lilandra. It is the first appearance of the second Eric the Red. It is the first time that Lorna Dane uses the codename Polaris. And interestingly enough, this is the first time it is revealed in this issue that Colossus's first name is Peter, which I thought was kind of weird considering it's issue 97. So he's been around for 5-6 issues now. It's the first time he's been referred to by his first name. It's kind of weird, right? But this is a good book. This book here in a high grade is worth north of $200. This book itself is not a high grade. This is a low grade. But some of these early X-Men books do not come around very often. So when you see them, you grab them. It's probably something I want to upgrade later because it's not a super high dollar book. Still good to have in the collection. And the last key this week is Uncanny X-Men number 98. It's the first cameo appearance of Amanda Sefton. It also has a cameo of Jack Kirby and Stan Lee. And little weird fact about this book, it's an unofficial crossover with DC. There's a reporter in this story that is actually named Clark Kent, so that's kind of weird. It is also revealed in this issue that Wolverine's claws are not a part of his glove like it was originally envisioned by his creator Len Wein. Wolverine's claws are actually a part of his body. Cool book to have. This book is north of $180 currently right now. This is like the second book I showed you. This is a high mid-grade or a low high grade comic book. So very good get. Hey Allison, check this out. So I picked up this book this week and it wasn't by choice. I actually made a boo-boo. This is Teen Titans number 32. This was published in 1967, I believe it was. And I thought I'd bring this up. So I was at Bell Book and Comic this week checking out a new collection. And in this particular case, I opened up the book, which I would do because it's still in its old bag and board. And somebody had used packing tape to seal the book. So as I was pulling the book out, the cover, if you can see this here, the cover got stuck to the tape. So in trying to pull the tape, I ripped the book, which you can see on the cover here. So I ruined the book, so I had to buy it. You break it, you buy it. So I'm out on this book. But it just goes to show, one thing that I talked about in a previous video is about what tape you are putting on the back of your bags and boards. Okay, so when you got new books that you're adding to your collection, one thing you don't want to use is Scotch tape. Or you certainly don't want to use packing tape, a thicker, stronger kind of tape, because it will rip the cover of the book. So what I use, there's two options that you have, so you never run into this problem. You seal up the book, put the book in a new bag and board. I use green dots. Real simple to use. Best thing is you can seal up your book. And it's done. Which is really cool now. So if ever you're in a situation where you're pulling your book out, you can see how the tape and the dot is exposed. When you pull your comic book out, even if the dot makes contact with the book, you can peel the dot off without ripping the comic book. Another option to use is blue painter's tape that actually does the same thing. But I don't particularly recommend it because it's basically a light masking tape, which over time the adhesive starts to come apart. So that's probably not something that's good. The green dots last a long time. So that's a little tip for you. Make sure you use green dots on all your books so you don't run into the same problem I had with this Teen Titan book. So I don't know if anybody's been out there reading stories. You know, I don't report a lot about complete stories, although at one time I was trying to do a completed run story video series, but it just became challenging with the amount of free time that I have through the week. But one book I definitely want to recommend to everybody is Stray Dogs. If you haven't read this yet, it is fantastic. Before I started working at the comic book store, I didn't read anything. Most of my collection was Marvel. I've expanded to some DC. But was introduced to a lot of good independent books. This is actually a image book, and it is fantastic. It is basically the story of dogs living in the house with their owner. These dogs actually live with a single owner, and all of these dogs in the story is revealed that their owner is actually a serial killer, and the dogs are his trophies of his victims. So it's definitely worth checking out. It is a fantastic story. It's actually collected in a trade. I have a bunch of the comic books. They have really cool horror movie homage covers. So lots of them to check out. Some of them are pretty collectible and expensive, but still really good. But the story is fantastic. Art style is similar to like a Don Bluth, like an All Dogs Go to Heaven or An American Tail. It's considered a horror book, but it doesn't contain gore. It's very suspenseful. In fact, the image describes it as a meeting between All Dogs Go to Heaven and Silence of the Lambs. If you haven't read this book, make sure you check it out. It is fantastic. I absolutely love it. I've read it a few times already. So make sure you check that out. If you have read it, let me know what you think in the comments. So that's about all that we have this week. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that ringy dingy so you get our notifications. Check out my other videos. If you really like the content on this channel, share it, tell a friend. Let's grow the channel. Outside of that, that's pretty much all I got. Let's check out the meme of the week on our way out. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good week. We'll see you next week. Of course, here goes Baxter.
like 222. 222. That's my angel number. It means alignment. I'm serious. I'm not kidding. Like angel numbers like 111, 222, 333, 444, 555, etc. They mean different things, and 222 is my favorite because 2's always been my favorite number. So like when you see it, it's supposed to be like a sign. Like, oh wait. Okay.
Want to hear a fascinating fact?
I don't care.
No, actually, I have a fact for you.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Your mother and I, our first date was on February 22nd. 222.
Alignment.
So
see,
it's
it
like,
was a sign that you were going to get married.
It was a sign that I got screwed.
Oh, that's not nice. No. Yeah. It means, here, wait, because I have a playlist on my phone that I put songs that, like, it means, like, alignment. So, like, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Because 333 is, like, support, and 444 is, like, guidance. So, like, you're being guided to the right. 777, sorry. Sorry, I'm really into that. Sorry.
All right.